What's up, guys? It's video one of my set review series. As I said in the intro video to the series, we're covering base set and every English set until we get caught up. I just had to start with base set. It'd probably be more beneficial to me personally to start with the newest, but I don't care. I just like making these kinds of videos. It's going to be quite the grind. There's like 90 something sets now on the English side alone. I like to, once I get caught up, do the Japanese as well. But yeah, it's going to be a grind. I'm just going to try to pump out as many sets as I can and see where we go. But where else would we start besides base set, right? So yeah, essentially, I'm going to be showing just general information on Bulbapedia and Pokélector. Bulbapedia is probably the best website to me for like digging for information. I just love the website. You do have to go on quite the dig sometimes, but you know, it's pretty fun. The other one is Pokélector. I feel like it's the best for like showing images. It shows the image of every set right when you click on the set. It even has Japanese sets. Some of the older sets they don't have all the images for, but the new sets it's pretty good. So base set looks pretty good, of course. So we're gonna go ahead and use it. But yeah, what is there to know about base set? So you probably already know a lot of this information if you're a general collector. But I just want to have a set of videos out there that the general collector can go to just to get the general information. If you're looking to buy booster boxes or variants of cards, you might want to do a little more research. This is just going to scratch the surface and just make you familiar if you're otherwise not familiar with the set. So it came out in Japan, October 20th, 1996. This is quite the gap between the Japanese release and the English release. It was a hot topic in Japan, and it took some time for it to come overseas. We still have a lag to this day between Japanese sets and English sets. It did get a lot closer, and right now we pretty much have two Japanese sets, which are a lot smaller than the English, released between each English, because a lot of times they take the two sets in between, combine them, and then that is the English set. Some cards are taken out, put into promos and boxes just to try to get you to spend more money. Especially here on the English side, we got, for instance, Radiant Eevee taken out of the set from Pokemon Go set on the Japanese side, and it got its own box. So yeah, they're just trying to milk us. It's nothing new, but yeah, it is what it is. Back when things started, though, it was a straight one-to-one transition. So a lot of the cards are pretty much exactly the same in the earlier sets. One thing that is important to note with the theme decks here is the Brushfire theme deck. It has a variant of the Ninetales, which is found in it. Ninetales is the holo card on that starter deck. It's the only holo in the deck. It's right on top, and it's the shadowless version. But some of those versions can have a no damage Ninetales variant. So it's the Ninetales without the damage. And we're going to cover all the air cards a little bit later, but I just want to point out that that's where that card is mostly found. I'm not exactly sure if it's been found elsewhere recently, but that seems to be the only solid location of that air card. The only problem with it is it has some glue strip. It's like a little gold strip on the deck itself, and it can have glue on it. And unfortunately, if it's still unsealed after all these years, that Ninetales is very subject to get that glue on the card itself. So really unfortunate there. But yeah, what else can I tell you about general information of base set? A big chunk of this video is going to be covering, of course, the variants, first edition, Chalice, Unlimited, and fourth print. So I hope this is the last time I have to explain this, because it's kind of like a broken record. Should be common knowledge now, but you know, it is what it is. This will be the last time, hopefully, I have to explain it. So actually, when searching for base set differences, I wanted to bring this up, but this goes to show I had my own search results come up. This is a video I've done 2020. This is when I think I first made my new Pokemon channel. I had a Pokemon channel back in the day, which actually made my main channel. But yeah, this is the first video I had. I think this one is my video too. Yeah, there's my name. 2017 I was making this video, and I think I had another one up here somewhere. But Anyway, you get the idea. This is my keyboard right here. So I know that one's mine. That was 2019. So I've touched on this topic many times. Every time I do it, it gets a good amount of views. So 15K, 50K, this one had 52K. So people are always looking for this information, and where better else to put it than the base set review. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it. This is that Ninetales I was talking about. I'm going to show it again later, but right here is where the damage is usually at. This is a cool little promotional poster for Japan where it was named Expansion Pack. There are a few cards that predate the base set, even in Japan. It's called the Bandai set. Now, let me see. I think I did a search for these. So, yeah, there's the Bandai Cardass set, which is these here in the middle. There's a couple other variants. It's just a lot of stuff that came out of like vending machines like this right here. And they're pretty cool cards, really cool artwork. A lot of early like Sugimori artwork. And as you can see here in this middle picture, let me see if I can blow that up for you here. But this middle picture, it has a lot of like unique artwork. This artwork you don't really see anywhere else. A lot of the Pokemon are like in an action, meaning like doing things, trying to make them look cool. And yeah, it's just a really unique set. A lot of people love collecting this set. And just very unique artwork. So a lot of this stuff predates the actual base set. However, it's not tied to the actual game. So we'll just go ahead and stick to those right now. I will have special videos on, you know, maybe if you're in the market for sealed product of a certain set, maybe some guides on that, because there's a lot of stuff out there. But let's go ahead and jump in to the base set variants. All right, I'm going to try to make this as simple and kind of quick as possible. There's two main things you need to look at when you find a base set card. First off, you need to know you're looking at a base set card. That is looking at the set symbol. You know, Jungle has the flower symbol, Fossil has the little fossil symbol, Rocket has the R, stuff like that. Here on Bulbapedia, there's a really cool page for this. It shows the main expansions. This is what will pop up if you type in like Bulbapedia trading card game expansions. But yeah, the base set has no symbol. Here's all the symbols for the set. You'll see this to the right of the picture and this little spot right here for all of the WotC or Wizards of the Coast era cards. So look out for that symbol. The only main things you need to look at is the first edition symbol right here and the copyright date. So between those two things, you'll be able to differentiate between all four variants of base set, which is really good to know. Bulbapedia does have like the fire energies because you have to look at the copyright date on those to determine whether it's like shadowless or unlimited. So you pretty much have to know the copyright date trick. And this picture, unfortunately, is very blurry. But yeah, let me just run through the differences right here as stated on Bulbapedia, and then I'll show you more examples of this. So this first one here is a Japanese fire energy. It has no markings whatsoever. The first edition, the most sought after version of base set, is the English first edition. It is a normal looking energy card. It has the first edition stamp right here on it. Now the Pokemon have the first edition stamp here on the left side, and the trainers are like down in the description somewhere. So if you see that first edition stamp, you have something special no matter what card it's on, except for Machamp, which we'll get to. But yeah, a trick that applies to all cards is the actual copyright date. So across the board, you're gonna see 1995, 96, 98, just like that. You're gonna see the whole 1995 typed out, 96, then comma 98. So that's going to be on the first edition, Shadowless, Unlimited, and fourth print. However, on the first edition and the Shadowless variants, you're going to see a 99 on there as well. So you're going to see 4 copyright dates. If you see 4 copyright dates, 1995, 96, 98, 99, you know it is for sure a Shadowless card. And then if it has the first edition stamp, you're going to know that it is a first edition card. So yeah, pretty cool way to tell. On the normal unlimited, it just says 1995, 96, and 98. So it does not have the 4 dates. It does not have the 99. you're looking at a normal unlimited trainer card or energy card there. The Pokemon are a little easier to tell actually, and we'll check that out when we go to the Squirtle. But yeah, what about the fourth print? So the fourth print is a unique set that is, well, maybe not so unique because it's basically base set with just another variant of the copyright date. So on the right side, there is another date, which is 1999 on all the cards. So there's really two separates. There's the 3 or 4 dates on the left, and then there's the one date on the right, which is always 1999, unless it is the fourth print. Now, the fourth print is rumored to be like the last print of base set. Some people say UK print because a lot of it went to the UK, but it's going to have 1999-2000 right here. So let me pull up another card so you can actually see that. This is very blurry and kind of a bad photo. So here's actually a really good video from Ludkins that is labeled the Pokemon 1999-2000 base set Ultimate Guide. So in this one, you'll see there, this has got the 3 dates. It has no 99, so you think it's a base set, right? Well, it also has this 2000. So because it's 1999-2000, people call that the 2000 base set or the fourth print or the 8th print because it's really like the 8th or plus, more print, or they could call it the UK print. Either way, look for this 2000 and you'll know it's the 1999-2000 print. There's a lot more information in this video if you're really interested. It's saying that the product was actually made in the UK and the actual packs themselves have this 1999-2000 as well. So pretty cool, and yeah, just a little fact out there for the fourth print. So that's all the details on the copyright date. Just with that stuff alone, you'll be able to tell all the variants and even the Pokemon trainers and energy cards. Now, I showed the trainer and the copyright thing first because on the normal Pokemon, it's a lot easier to tell. As you can see here, we have a first edition card. So just looking at the copyright dates, 95, 96, 98. So you know that's an unlimited. We look here, it's got the 99. Does it have the first edition stamp? No. So it is a shadowless. And this one has the same copyright date, so we know it's a shadowless, but it does have a first edition stamp, so it's a first edition card. Now, why do they call it shadowless? Well, if you look at the regular print, between the first print runs of the Pokemon set, they decided to change up the look of the cards and actually added this shadow on the border right here. And then they also, tweaked the HP font and a couple other things, and the color looks a little, brighter, more vibrant. So that's the difference right there. But, always look at the copyright dates if you're ever in doubt, and then look out for those first edition symbols. So if you guys are still looking for that, I'll link more videos in the description that go into detail with this specifically, where I actually show you cards in person. I have the base set Charizard and all variants showing you on camera. So yeah, be sure to check those out if you want some more info or if it's still confusing. The only other things I want to touch on is the additional cards and the air cards and my top 5 favorite and most sought after cards of opening like a base set pack. Each one of these reviews will have the main hits labeled, and yeah, we'll be showing off pretty much everything. So the Machamp Holo is actually not in the main set. It came in a CD-ROM starter set. There's plenty of these out there. Every Machamp is actually labeled first edition, oddly enough, but yeah, if you have a first edition Machamp, it's usually not that special. There are shadowless variants of it, but pretty much every single copy is first edition, and it's not really that special compared to the other cards. However, there is a Machamp without the first edition symbol that came in a trainer deck, and yeah, let's go ahead and look at that card real quick. So I wanted to look at this one because most of the Machamp look like this. It's actually shadowed and first edition. Everyone getting back into the hobby that finds their Machamp ask about the Machamp. So maybe we need a dedicated video just for Machamp because yeah, we need to do a deep dive. But in the Trainer Deck A, which is Brock's deck, there is a version of Machamp that does not have the first edition symbol, and it is actually a pretty rare variant. So like if you find a Machamp without the first edition symbol, you might want to do some digging because it's pretty rare. Here's a nice look at a PSA graded one. Very clean looking, and yeah, you can see there is no first edition symbol there. What's more unique is the back of the card. Check this out. It actually has a red border and straight up says Trainer Deck A. And yeah, very, very cool card and pretty pricey. So you might want to pay up if you're going to get this in your collection. It's just one of those rare cards. So there's a Ghost Stamp Pikachu. We're going to get to that in just a second. What else we got? We got the Red Cheek E3 Stamp Pikachu. A lot of people might have heard of Red Cheek and Yellow Cheek. The Red Cheek Pikachu can be found in the first edition and shadowless versions of the packs. And it was basically a design change. It showed Pikachu's cheeks being red, and the design wanted to make it look like Pikachu was charging up his cheeks. So that's why they changed it to yellow with like a yellow glow. So yeah, this is pretty much the original base set card to me. This is like the pre-release base set card because it was given out at the E3 convention back in May 99. So really, really cool card. The same card with the yellow cheeks was released in Nintendo Power magazine in September 99. Then we have a PokeTour stamp variant, which came out in Australia. And then that's pretty much it for the additional cards that Bulbapedia noticed. However, I do want to go into the corrected error cards. Now, the corrected error cards are errors that have been acknowledged and corrected by the Pokemon Company. So there are errors, and then there are non-error cards. There are some other error cards out there, and especially in other sets, where the error card is very evident and people think they have something special, but the error was never corrected. So therefore, it's not really that rare because every card has them. It just kind of slipped through the cracks. So yeah, let's take a look at the Blastoise. So first off, we have Blastoise printed without the word stage. This card is really cool, and it's, you know, I don't know how this happened, but let's check it out. So here we have just a excellent PSA 5. They actually labeled it stage error, and it's right here. You see where it says put Blastoise on the stage 1 card? That's what it's supposed to say. It's actually totally blank. So really cool card. Just a weird error, and yeah, just kind of slipped through the cracks, but it did get corrected. But yeah, totally blank on the text there, and yeah, pretty interesting. Next up is the one we talked about already, Ninetales missing the attack damage. It does make a mention that it's the shadowless version. So here we have that once again. I think it's supposed to say 80 right here on the Fire Blast, but it in fact is entirely blank. So yeah, really cool. And these go for quite the pretty penny because, like I said, these decks that haven't been opened that you could somewhat tell one's going to come out of, it's very likely that it's going to be damaged or have glue on it. So yeah, really unfortunate situation for the old Ninetales. Now let's see what we got. We have the famous pre-release Raichu. Why is it famous? So there was a pre-release card for Jungle Fossil Rocket and Gym Heroes, where they released a card a little early at like events and put the actual words pre-release stamp on there. Rumor has it that the Raichu was next to the Clefable for Jungle, and some of the Raichus actually got the pre-release stamp on them as well. There is so much regarding this in the hobby where we're going to have to do like a little deep dive, but yeah, very interesting. And we have some pictures here, but yeah, they're very limited. For our pictures here, like I said, kind of limited pictures. There's a few copies out there, and this deserves another video too. But rumor has it that these cards were on the sheets. They got the pre-release stamp. They were cut off or taken off the printers, told to be destroyed, and they got into the hands of some of the workers. And some stories are out there that people actually picked these cards up from the workers themselves. And one of the most famous copies out there is the copy of Dave Persons, one of the #1 English card collectors in the hobby. He's going after every single variant of Pokemon on the English side. And even the trophy cards, even the pre-release Raichu, everything. If there's a variant, he has it. You know, even like the English VS series from the Tropical Mega Battle, I think it was. He has those too. So yeah, pretty insane. Here's another little angle, but yeah, there's not a single copy that has been graded because it's such a gray area, and it kind of falls in line with the Proto Blastoise, the prototype Blastoise. So it's just really a weird thing to see. But yeah, who knows? Maybe we'll see one surface or graded by CGC in the future. But yeah, very, very mysterious pre-release Raichu card. Now we have Beedrill. I don't think I'm going to show a picture of this one. It's just a typo error as a dot after defending in the text. So check out your Beedrill. The premium on this card isn't too much from what I remember, but you know, it's worth noting. The Wartortle Stage Air. Now this is one of my favorite air cards. It has Wartortle in the evolution box. As you can see right here on the Wartortle card, Wartortle is up here as well instead of an evolution. So yeah, very cool. This card actually got pretty pricey during the boom, but I think they came down a little bit. Maybe it's a good time to pick one up. I would look into it. Another one I don't have a picture for is Diglett. The fighting energy on one of his attacks is literally just rotated 9 degrees, so not a big deal there. They do mention the Red Cheeks Pikachu here as an error because it was corrected or changed to the Yellow Cheeks that we know in the Unlimited version. One of the coolest air cards is actually the Pikachu first edition, where they call it a Ghost Stamp. The first and the letter D in addition is entirely missing. It's a card I kind of flashed to you guys already. Let's take a look at this card. I mean, yeah, just look at this card. This is pretty insane. Right here is where the first edition symbol should be, and it is missing the D and the first, so entirely gone. And what's even more interesting with that is like we don't see the solid letters, so we almost see a different stamp altogether. And I think there are a few other examples out there where they have the hollow letters, so this could even be recognized as a different version in the future. They are very rare though, but I mean, you can see it plain as day right here on the Ghost Stamps that they have hollow lettering, and very interesting to see there. Maybe something got inverted, because you know, like if the lettering was here, it doesn't make sense for the D to be gone, but the first little symbol, the 1 symbol, is just a black dot with a 1 missing. So maybe if they changed the font where it's hollow, maybe it recognized the circle as being hollow, which would show up like blank on the card, but it doesn't really explain the D though. So who knows with this air? It's just a very, very cool card and one of the more rare ones. So definitely keep a lookout for that. It would be real special to find one of these in your collection. Last but not least, we have a energy card where there's no space between the margin and the water symbol on the energy. Pretty grainy photo from the OG Pokegym, but you can see right here, it just looks like it's shifted up. You don't see that space there on the top. So not really much of a premium if you find one, but hey, it's an air. That about does it for the set itself. This is some of the pack artworks. Some of the Shadowless packs actually have like the trading card game shifted down here, whereas some of the Unlimited packs, it was shifted up to the top. So that's really a telltale sign that it's a Shadowless pack or something worth noting. The first edition stamp would be over here. And yeah, just general scanning through, this is what a booster box looks like. I'm not going to go in much detail. You want to be very, very careful buying packs and buying boxes from anything WotC. But yeah, we'll go into more detail about that later on. They do have many languages, so be sure to pay attention to that. But yeah, my favorite artwork is the expansion pack Japanese base set artwork. I mean, look at that. Look at that Charizard. Maybe that's why Charizard is loved so much. He's just burning up the logo and looking really cool. But yeah, what cards do you want to pull if you open base set? I think it's pretty much easy to pick, you know, Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur. I do agree with Charizard being number 1. When you're opening base set, you know, it's no surprise. You're going for the Charizard. This is the mascot of the TCG right here. Just very iconic card. No doubt that it is the number 1 pull. The no doubt for number 2, in my opinion, is Blastoise. You know, things get kind of cloudy at 3, 4, or 5, but Charizard and Blastoise really, in my opinion, solidly hold the number 1 and 2 spot. Blastoise is a big favorite for many people, and it is the second most powerful card. I mean, a lot of decks ran Blastoise back in the day, and it was actually pretty powerful. But yeah, everyone saw the flashiness of the Charizard and the higher HP and higher attack, and everyone gravitated towards that, of course. Now, the number 3 card, I think it's actually a tie between Venusaur and Chansey. So 3 and 4 are going to be tied together between these two. Of course, if you're going for the starters and the more iconic card, Venusaur is the number 3 spot for sure. However, if you're more of a seasoned collector, you'll know that Chansey is very hard to grade with the white background. It is very, very easy to see any scratches pop up. So you're going to see that, and it's very hard to get graded high grades because of that. Any little scratch shows up. So yeah, Chansey, in my opinion, is probably the true number 3, whereas Venusaur is number 4, because chasing a perfect Chansey would just be insane. Now, I think there's a common tie between 5th place as well between many people. I think it's between Alakazam, Gyarados, and Mewtwo. None of the other cards really stand out that well, but Alakazam, Mewtwo, and Gyarados are very popular. For me, I would think Gyarados would be the lowest card on that list. I don't really like his pose, but a lot of people love Gyarados, and it is his first card, very iconic base set card. Mewtwo, of course, no surprise, a very popular Pokemon, probably right up there with Pikachu and Charizard as one of the most popular. His base set card is a lot of people's, favorite card. So for me, he falls in the number 6 spot technically, because my number 5 is for sure Alakazam. It's very close between Mewtwo and Alakazam. I feel like more people would think Gyarados is lower than those two, in my opinion. But it's really a coin flip between these two. I would think maybe most people would think Mewtwo is number 5, but I like Alakazam. He's just staring straight at the camera, just dead eye contact. It's number 1 in the set. Such an iconic card, very symmetrical. I just love the way this guy looks, and it'd be more exciting for me to pull this than a Mewtwo and a Gyarados for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I was thinking that, there's 90 something sets now, and I thought about cranking them out before the new year, but that would just be insane. You guys would probably get so tired of me reviewing sets because that's all the channel would be. That's like 6 videos every week just to get them done by New Year if I want to get caught up. But yeah, I'm going to be trying to pump them out. So my apologies if you don't like these videos, but we'll be caught up and we'll be moving into 2023 pretty nicely. So yeah, there's a lot more information out there, guys. This is just surface level, but let me know if you enjoyed it. And we're going to be doing every English set. When we get caught up, we'll start doing Japanese sets as well. Yeah. Thank y'all for watching, guys. Peace.